Welcome back to our channel. You know that old is gold, but these coins that are most valuable. You are lucky if you have one of these. Please watch complete video. Let's start this. We're talking about the elusive 1973 D wheat penny, a coin that experts and collectors alike have described as the ghost unicorn of American currency. One verified specimen is currently valued at up to $978,000 on the private collector's market. Now, before you toss your wallet across the room and dig through that mason jar of coins, hang on, because the truth behind this coin is wilder than fiction. Let's rewind the clock to 1973. Nixon was in office. Gas was 39 cents a gallon. And the U.S. Mint, well, they made a decision that left numismatists scratching their heads for decades. The official record shows that the Lincoln Memorial design was minted from 1959 to 2008. So, how did a wheat penny, a design supposedly discontinued in 1958, get struck with a 1973 Denver Mint mark? Most collectors believed it was impossible, until one showed up. And when it did, everything changed. Now here's where it gets very interesting and valuable. This coin isn't just rare. It's what collectors call a minting anomaly, a factory error so bizarre that it becomes a holy grail. Rumors say that a rogue employee struck a leftover wheat reverse die with the 1973 obverse. Intentionally or not, we may never know. Either that, or someone at the Denver Mint in '73 really hated change. Literally. One verified 1973 D wheat penny was reportedly privately appraised at over $978,000 by elite numismatic institutions. That's enough to pay off an entire home or start a retirement plan that actually works. Tossed it, used it to buy gum, or let it rot in a dusty old jar. Every day you wait, someone else could cash in while you sit on generational wealth. So how do you know if you have one? What are the exact traits to look for? And what can you do to cash in before the market shifts? Let's break down exactly what you need to look for. Lincoln's portrait with 1973 D below. Classic wheat stalks, not the Lincoln Memorial. 3.11 grams, copper. Sharp strike, clean edges, no damage or corrosion. Must be authenticated by a top-tier grading agency, NGC, PCGS. If your penny checks all these boxes, you could be holding a six-figure payday in your fingers. Would you recognize $1 million if it was disguised as a penny? Most people wouldn't. But you're not most people. Every year, dozens of rare coins go unclaimed or are sold for pennies on the dollar because no one knew better. You have the power to change that today. But here's the real twist. The 1973 D isn't the only coin hiding in plain sight. There's another, even rarer, that's been spotted recently in Pennsylvania, and it could make the 1973 D look like pocket change. So here's your next step. Go check your stash. Dig through your drawers, your grandfather's old cigar boxes, and that dusty change jar in the garage. And when you find something suspicious, get it evaluated by a professional. Not tomorrow, today. Because sometimes, the road to wealth isn't paved with gold. It's pressed in copper and marked with a D. Smash that subscribe button if you want more real stories about rare coins hiding in American homes. And hit the bell so you don't miss the next coin that could change your life. What if I told you that a simple penny, yes, a single copper coin, hiding in your kitchen drawer or forgotten jar, could be worth nearly $978,000 today? That's not a typo. That's $978,000. Enough to wipe out your mortgage, fund a dream retirement, or finally buy that lake house in Vermont you've been dreaming of. You may already own it without even knowing it. This is the unbelievable story of the 1977 no-mint mark wheat penny. A coin so rare, so valuable, that collectors are battling for it in private auctions behind closed doors. But time is ticking. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn might just change your financial life forever. Let's go back to 1977. Jimmy Carter is president. Gas is 65 cents a gallon. And the U.S. Mint is quietly pressing out billions of coins, among them a very special batch of Lincoln cents. Now here's the twist. The Philadelphia Mint, which typically didn't use mint marks, accidentally struck a limited number of wheat pennies. Yes, the old design that should have been retired in 1958 without any mint mark at all. Well, no one knows for sure. Some say it was a minting error, others whisper about an inside job. One thing is certain. Only a few exist. And collectors are willing to pay a fortune for them. Tell that to the last owner of one who walked away with just under $1 million at auction in early 2025. Ever tossed a penny aside thinking, what's a penny worth anyway? Well, now you know. It might be your first-class ticket to a private island. Alright, now you're probably leaning forward, thinking, how do I know if I have one of these bad boys? Let me walk you through the signs. 1977 Lincoln Memorial. Yes, not wheat reverse. More on that in a second. Just under the date. Absolutely no D or sure-s where things get juicy. The small number of 1977 cents were struck using an old wheat reverse die by mistake, and without a mint mark. This strange hybrid, a 1977 obverse with a 1958 style reverse, and no mint mark, is the golden unicorn. Only a handful have been verified. Experts say that less than 15 are believed to exist, though some suspect more are sitting in coffee cans and coin jars across the country, completely unnoticed, so check your stash. Because if you find one, your life could change. Literally overnight. Be honest. When was the last time you cleaned out that junk drawer? Probably back when Blockbuster was still a thing. Now, imagine this, you hold the coin in your hand. You feel the weight, the smooth edge. You verify the date. No mint mark. Reverse side, a faint wheat stalk on each side. You send it in for authentication. And weeks later, a letter arrives confirming, congratulations. You are now the owner of an ultra-rare 1977 no mint mark wheat penny. Auction houses begin to call. Collectors whisper your name in forums. The bidding begins, and it doesn't stop until the number on the screen reads $978,000. It's happening, and it could happen to you. But here's the catch. Time isn't on your side. As more coins surface, the market will shift. Prices could dip. Collectors want the firsts, not the leftovers. Call to action: dig out your old coins. Yes, all of them. Every dusty jar. Every box in the attic. 1977 date. No mint mark. Possible wheat reverse. Send it for grading. Services like PCGS or NGC can confirm authenticity. Contact a reputable rare coin auction house. Don't fall for scammers. Even if it's not the penny, other rare errors from 1977 can be worth thousands. You might still win big. Cliffhanger ending. Keep them hooked. 9:31 to 10 o'clock. And if you think the 1977 penny is wild, wait until you hear about the 1943 copper penny that sold for $1.70 million, or the double die Lincoln from 1955 changing hands for six figures in 2024. Subscribe now, because next week, we're revealing 3 more coins you may already own that are worth more than your car. Because remember, imagine this, you're digging through an old drawer, maybe in your late father's tool chest or an inherited coin jar collecting dust, and you find a single penny. It's from 1979. No mint mark, just a plain brown coin. Now, what if I told you that humble, forgotten penny could be worth $778,000 today? Yes, a single coin that people throw away without thinking could fund your retirement, pay off your home, or send your grandkids to college. Good. You should be skeptical. But by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this rare coin is worth a fortune, how to spot one, and whether you could be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. Stick with me, because time is money, and this might just be your moment. Let's rewind. The year is 1979. Disco's fading, inflation is rising, and America is in a whirlwind of change. But something unexpected happened at the Philadelphia Mint. That year, millions of pennies were struck, but a microscopic mistake slipped past the eyes of experts. A few pennies were released without a mint mark. No P, no D, not even an S. Just a blank coin that appeared utterly ordinary. It turned an everyday penny into one of the most valuable coins in U.S. history. A penny with a missing letter is now worth more than your Tesla, your house, maybe even your ex-wife's alimony payments. But it gets better or worse, depending on what's sitting in your coin jar. The no mint mark 1979 penny became legendary among collectors. Why? Because only a small batch ever made it into circulation. And unlike most coin errors, this one was subtle, rare, and easily overlooked. That means there could still be dozens, maybe hundreds, of these coins out there, hiding in plain sight. Oh, they've never been higher. One recently fetched $778,000 at a private collector's auction. A coin you could mistake for pocket change sold for nearly $750,000. Still think those jars of coins your grandpa left are junk? 1979 date, no mint mark under the date. That's where the letter usually appears. Even more valuable due to double errors or off-metal strikes. And one more detail, which I'll reveal shortly. That's make or break for a six-figure valuation. Yes, condition matters. And yes, fakes exist. But don't worry, we'll cover how to tell the difference in just a moment. But first, let me tell you the story of James Keller, a retired postal worker who made the find of a lifetime. James had been retired for 3 years, living modestly. One afternoon, while sorting old coins for his grandson, he spotted something strange. A 1979 penny with no mint mark. He almost tossed it aside. Almost. Instead, he looked it up, got it authenticated, had it graded. That coin sold for $685,000 at auction. I'd been sitting on this fortune for 30 years and didn't even know it. Now let me ask you, what stories are hiding in your basement? You don't need to be a numismatist or a collector. You just need to check. This is your wake-up call. Your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity might be lying in a jar you haven't touched in decades. Look for signs of doubling around the letters or edges, a possible double die error. That's where the real treasure lies. Hey, worst case, you spend 15 minutes checking your coins and find nothing. You're sipping margaritas in Maui next year. Thanks to a penny. If this video inspired you, don't stop here. Check your 1979 pennies. Especially those with no mint mark, get them appraised professionally. Subscribe for more rare coin alerts. We bring you real value every week. Your wealthy lifestyle could start with something as small as a cent, but only if you look, act, and believe it's possible. Drop a comment if you've got a rare penny story or think you've found one. Hit that bell so you don't miss the next $1 million discovery. Because in this world, some people throw away pennies. But the wise cash them in for fortunes. What if I told you that an old penny hiding in your drawer right now could be worth more than your car, your home, or even your entire retirement fund? Yes, I'm talking about one specific penny. Not gold, not silver, just one copper coin. The 1968 no mint mark wheat penny, recently valued at $878,000. And get this, it was found by accident. Could you be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it? Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, how to sell it, and why this penny has collectors going absolutely wild in 2025. Let's rewind to 1968. The Beatles were topping the charts, the Vietnam War was raging, and the US Mint was busy pumping out millions of Lincoln pennies. But here's the twist. The pennies made in Philadelphia were not supposed to have a mint mark. That was standard. But a tiny batch of wheat pennies somehow slipped through the cracks. That's right. Officially, the US Mint stopped making wheat pennies in 1958. But in rare cases, transitional errors occur. These rogue coins shouldn't exist, but they do. And that makes them unicorns in the world of numismatics, coin collecting. Now, I know what you're thinking. Biffed, I've got a jar full of pennies in my kitchen. Should I go diving in? Yes. Yes, you should. Just maybe put on gloves. You don't want your $1 million coin covered in peanut butter. So, how does a dirty old coin end up being worth $878,000? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and error. This particular 1968 wheat penny has no mint mark, shows strong die detail, meaning it was struck early in the minting process, and is graded MS 67 or higher. That's mint state, almost flawless. Only a handful of these have ever surfaced. And collectors? They'll pay a fortune for just one. With coin awareness on the rise, more and more people are getting their coins appraised, which means the window to cash in on your rare find could be closing fast. It's like Pokemon cards all over again, except these don't come with bubblegum and childhood trauma. If you're over 30 and grew up with piggy banks or coin jars, there's a solid chance you've handled one of these. But here's the part no one tells you. Some of these so-called fake pennies are actually more valuable than the confirmed rare ones. I'll explain how in Jew. First, don't clean it. Never. Even a smudge-free polish can destroy its value. Second, get it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC specialize in authenticating high-value coins. Third, don't rush to pawn shops or Facebook groups. Instead, look for trusted coin dealers, high-end auctions, or certified marketplaces. Remember, you're not selling a penny, you're selling a once-in-a-lifetime artifact. Treat it like treasure. Imagine walking into your bank to deposit 1 cent and walking out with nearly $1 million. Try explaining that to your teller, and here's the truth. Many people dream of wealth, of retiring early, traveling the world, helping their kids, living free. But very few realize that sometimes the key to that life is already in their hands. Now, before we reveal the single most overlooked detail that distinguishes a fake from $1 million real one, make sure to hit that like button. It lets us keep bringing you this kind of valuable content. Look for doubling in the text "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." If you see that, your penny just went from interesting to potentially life-changing. So go check that coin jar, that drawer, that dusty box in your garage. You never know. Your American dream might just be copper-colored and stamped 1968. If you're serious about turning old coins into new wealth, subscribe now. We've got more hidden gems and financial secrets waiting just for you. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, that 1 cent coin buried in your junk drawer, could be worth over $600,000 today? You heard that right. One forgotten coin from 1965, no mint mark, could turn your financial life upside down. The current market value? $678,000 and climbing. Still think pennies are worthless? Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, how to spot a fortune in your coin jar, and why time is running out to cash in. 1965 was a pivotal year in American coin history. The mint stopped adding mint marks to coins to combat a nationwide coin shortage. The public was hoarding coins for their silver content, and officials feared a collector-driven scarcity. Here's the twist. In the chaos, a small number of 1965 pennies were minted with a rare die error, and some bore no mint mark at all, despite not being produced in Philadelphia. That makes them not just rare, but priceless to collectors. Think about it. People spend thousands on NFTs, and here you are, possibly sitting on a literal metal gold mine in your sock drawer. One of these elusive 1965 no mint mark wheat pennies recently made headlines, sold at a private auction for $678,000. That's not hype. That's documented history. When was the last time you looked through your old change? Not just glanced. Looked. This particular penny has a few key identifiers that make it a collector's dream. No mint mark under the date, sharp wheat stalks on the reverse side, a specific die alignment error only seen in a handful of coins. In a moment, I'll tell you the most common mistake people make that causes them to unknowingly toss a six-figure penny back into circulation. But first, let's talk about the real why behind all this. B-roll fades into slow-motion footage of a family at the beach, sipping drinks, watching sunset. Narrator inspirational, because this isn't just about coins. This is about freedom. About building the life you always wanted, without selling your time for every dollar. That 1 penny could be your ticket. Here's the truth. Every day, rare coins are being misidentified and undervalued by people who don't know what to look for. If you toss your 1965 pennies without inspecting them, you could be throwing away hundreds of thousands of dollars. Don't wait until it's too late. Because as awareness rises, so does supply, and when supply increases, value drops. The time to act is now. So what should you do? Check your 1965 pennies. Look for no mint mark, crisp wheat ears on the back, die crack lines, or doubling on the lettering. Get a professional appraisal, but choose one experienced in error coins and high-value wheat pennies. Consider listing through a reputable numismatic auction house, not just eBay. And no, please don't try to pay for your coffee at Starbucks with it. You'll get 99 cents back and lose $678,000. But here's the kicker. There's one more feature that sets the $1 million variant apart from the others, and hardly anyone knows about it. What if you're holding the key to your financial breakthrough and don't even know it yet? Don't let ignorance cost you 6 figures. Inspect your change. Get it appraised. Live the life you deserve, because 1 penny can rewrite your story. What if I told you that a simple penny, yes, a coin you could find buried in an old drawer or passed down from your grandfather, could be worth over $998,000 today? Let that sink in. Not a gold bar. Not a winning lottery ticket. A single, rusty, copper coin from 1964, hiding a fortune in plain sight. Only a few of these exist. And the clock is ticking. If you're holding on to old pennies, you might be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. And if you're thinking, nah, all I've got is a jar full of junk change, well, so did the guy who sold one for nearly $1 million. Stick around. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how much it's worth, and how to cash in. Before someone else does. It was 2019. A retired Navy veteran in Colorado was cleaning out his attic when he stumbled upon an old Folgers can filled with coins. Nothing special, or so he thought. Until he noticed a peculiar penny, a 1964 wheat penny. Odd, right? Because official records say wheat pennies stopped being minted in 1958. So why did this one say 1964? And why did it have the Denver Mint mark? Turns out that tiny coin wasn't supposed to exist, and when experts verified it, they were speechless. To understand why this penny is so valuable, we have to go back to the United States Mint's history and the chaos of the mid-1960s. The year was 1964. The U.S. Mint had transitioned from the wheat reverse to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. That was the end of the wheat penny era. Officially. But behind closed doors, rumors swirled. Rogue mint workers, test strikes, experimental coins. Some believe a few leftover wheat penny dies were mistakenly or intentionally used at the Denver Mint. And only a handful of these error coins were ever struck. Now let's talk money. One such penny was recently appraised with an auction estimate of $998,000. Yes, you heard that right. One coin. Nearly $1 million. Because if you've got a 1964 penny with a D mint mark and wheat stalks on the back, you better keep watching. But here's what makes or breaks the deal. Not all 1964 D pennies are worth that much. There's one key detail that skyrockets its value, and most people completely miss it. 1964 D, for Denver 2 wheat stalks, not the Lincoln Memorial. Look for uncirculated or proof-like finishes, double dies, off-center strikes, or misaligned designs. Even if your coin is not the rare wheatback error, some 1964 D pennies with unique errors are still worth hundreds or thousands. But they're disappearing fast, either being melted down, tossed out, or sold for pennies on the dollar by people who don't know what they have. The window to capitalize on this opportunity is closing. Auction houses are already forecasting a surge in rare coin values over the next 18 months. So unless you enjoy giving up $998,000 for a gumball, maybe it's time to check those coffee cans, junk, drawers, and old lunchboxes. Still wondering if your coin could be the next $1 million find? Let's talk about how to sell smart and not get scammed. The truth is, your future wealth could be hiding in something as small as a penny. But only if you act. Only if you look. Only if you know what to do next. Like this video, subscribe for weekly rare coin alerts, and comment below. Do you have a 1964 D wheat penny? We'll help you figure out what it's worth. Because the next $1 million penny might be sitting in your hand right now. What if I told you that a small, dusty penny, tossed into a junk drawer 70 years ago, could now be worth almost $700,000? No, this isn't a joke. And no, you don't need to be a coin expert. You just need to know what to look for. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why a 1949 no mint mark wheat penny is turning heads at auctions and how one small coin could be your ticket to financial freedom. Imagine accidentally spending a Lamborghini on gum because you didn't check your change. Let's dive in, because this coin story might just change your life. In 1949, America was catching its breath after World War II. Life was simple. Gas was 17 cents and a loaf of bread, just 14 cents. But deep within the mints of Philadelphia, a curious anomaly occurred. A wheat penny was struck without a mint mark. A small detail most people would never notice. Most 1949 pennies had the D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But the ones from Philadelphia, they had no mint mark at all, and that alone has made them incredibly rare. Stop sign pattern and RRUPT. Quick question. When's the last time you checked your pocket change? If your answer is never, you might want to start right now, today. Because in 2024, one of these rare 1949 no mint mark wheat pennies sold for a jaw-dropping $698,000, yes, $698,000. For a single, humble penny. Hold that thought. Let's talk identification. NO mint mark below the year 1949 crisp details. No flattening of Lincoln's profile original shine is rare but valuable. No signs of damage or cleaning hammer and wrench. And here's the secret sauce. Errors and varieties. Double die obverse errors, slight misalignments, weak strikes. Each of these boosts the price exponentially. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar because it's not just about the penny, it's about owning history. Fun fact, in 1949, a penny could buy you a stick of gum. In 2025, it might buy you a beach house in Florida. Transition, so now you know what to look for. But here's the cliffhanger. Even authentic 1949 pennies can be worth wildly different amounts. Let's talk grading and market timing. Grade coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to mint state 70 ms 70. A 1949 no mint mark penny in circulated condition might be worth $5, 100. But in uncirculated, high-grade condition, that's where the $698,000 jackpot lives. Only a tiny fraction of these coins survive in top condition. Fewer still are being found every year. That means every day you wait, your odds go down. And here's the real twist. There may be more hidden errors in 1949 wheat pennies that haven't been discovered yet, which means your penny could be the next record breaker. B-roll, person opening an old coin jar, soft inspirational music playing. You may be sitting on wealth. You may already own a piece of American history worth more than your car. All it takes is one look, one discovery, and your life changes. Get your coins out. Start checking your change. Look for that 1949 no mint mark wheat penny. And if you think you found something valuable, get it graded immediately. Because what sits forgotten in your drawer today could be funding your retirement tomorrow. Subscribe to this channel for expert tips on rare coins. Drop a comment if you found anything unusual and share this video. Because someone you know might be sitting on a fortune. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, one rusty old cent, sitting in your attic right now, could be worth $798,000? Imagine stumbling upon a 1962 D wheat penny and realizing it's not just copper, it's a retirement plan. Now, before you sprint to your sock drawer and dump every jar of change onto the kitchen table, hold your horses, cowboy. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Because not all 1962 D pennies are created equal. And most people throw away the one coin that could change their lives forever. Let's rewind. The year is 1962. JFK is in office. Gas is 28 cents a gallon. And the Denver Mint is quietly producing millions of 1-cent coins. Among these, a tiny handful, a mysterious anomaly, were struck with minute minting errors, making them ultra-rare. Today, one of those coins is estimated to be worth upwards of $798,000. These aren't just coins. They're hidden relics of American history, camouflaged in ordinary piggy banks across the country. Most people pass them off as worthless change. They spend them, toss them, or worse, they melt in a junk drawer apocalypse. But how do you know if you have the right one? Stick around, because in just a few moments, I'll show you the exact features that separate a 1-cent coin from a 6-figure treasure. Let's dive into what makes the 1962 D penny so special, and why collectors and dealers are scrambling to get their hands on one. Located just below the date
indicates Denver Mint. Look closely.
Are the letters slightly doubled? Jackpot. These tiny defects scream rarity. The coin appears shifted. These can drive values into the 6-figure zone. Combine even 2 of these features, and you may be holding a once-in-a-lifetime find. Of course, if you need a magnifying glass, a lamp, and 3 cups of coffee just to see the doubling, congratulations. You're officially a coin hunter. People across the U.S., retirees, veterans, moms, even truck drivers, are cashing in coins they've held onto for decades, never realizing they were sitting on life-changing wealth. But here's where it gets scary. Too many people are getting ripped off. Pawn shops, uninformed buyers, and online sellers may offer you pennies on the dollar, literally. One man in Ohio sold his 1962 D error penny for $50. Days later, it was auctioned for $421,000. You must know the true value before you sell. You owe it to yourself, your family, your future. Because this isn't just about a coin. It's about seizing a once-in-a-generation opportunity to break free financially. Picture paying off your house, funding your dream retirement, or setting up your grandkids for life, all from a coin the size of a thumbnail. So how do you properly value your 1962 wheat penny? How do you find buyers who won't shortchange you? In our next video, we'll reveal the top 3 certified services that will appraise your coin accurately, and how to avoid the biggest mistakes that cost sellers thousands. Or hey, just keep using your penny as a gum scraper. Totally your call. But if you're ready to turn a dusty old drawer into a doorway to wealth, what if I told you that a single penny, just one forgotten coin sitting in your drawer, could be worth nearly $1 million? No, this isn't a late-night infomercial. This is a real story about a real coin, the mysterious and highly rare 1979 wheat penny, a collector's dream with a market value that has soared up to $978,000. It could be sitting in your pocket change right now. But there's a twist, and you need to hear this before you go digging through your coin jar. Stick with me, because what I'm about to share may just change your financial future forever. Let's rewind the clock to 1979, Denver. It was a time of inflation, disco, and a shifting American economy. Amidst it all, the U.S. Mint struck what was supposed to be an ordinary batch of Lincoln pennies, but a mistake. Or perhaps a miracle happened at a rare batch of 1979 pennies were mistruck using old wheat reverse dies. Even though wheat pennies had officially ended production 2 decades earlier in 1958. These coins weren't meant to exist, but they slipped through. Now, only a handful of these rare misprints are known to exist today, and one of them, in pristine condition, just fetched $978,000 at auction. Imagine flipping a penny and watching it land on 6 figures. That's not luck. That's knowledge, and today you're getting yours. Now hold on, before you run to raid your grandma's coin stash. Listen up. Not every 1979 penny is worth a fortune. Otherwise, we'd all be on yachts right now, sipping iced tea with a coin magnifier in one hand. So what makes this coin worth nearly $1 million? 3 things: rarity, condition, and demand. Rarity. Only a few verified 1979 wheat pennies are known to exist. The odds are low, but not impossible. Condition. Coins graded MS 67 or higher, that's mint state, near perfect, command staggering premiums. If yours is in this condition, your next call might be to Sotheby's. Coin collectors, especially those in the United States, are obsessed with mint errors and transitional varieties. These aren't just coins. They're pieces of American history, and investors know it. In 2024, auction houses reported unprecedented bids. One anonymous buyer even offered close to $1 million for a verified 1979 wheat reverse penny. The market is hot, and your window to act is now. But here's where things get tricky. Some counterfeiters have flooded the market with fakes, and if you don't know what to look for, you could lose everything. I'll show you exactly how to tell a real one from a fake, right after this. Look for the D mint mark under the date. That means it was minted in Denver. The reverse side should display wheat stalks instead of the Lincoln Memorial. That's the key anomaly. Use a magnifier. Minimal wear, clear lines, and no scratches? You might be looking at a gold mine. These are the only authorities collectors trust. And here's the part most people miss. If you find one, do not sell it online casually. You need a verified auction house or a trusted numismatic consultant. Don't be that guy who sold $1 million coin for $3.75 and a bag of Skittles on eBay. You've got potential treasure. Treat it that way. So, what if your journey to financial freedom isn't through a lottery ticket, but a dusty jar of old coins? What if wealth was already in your home, hidden in plain sight? The 1979 wheat penny is a symbol, a reminder that even the smallest things can carry unimaginable value. And the next rare coin could be yours. In our next episode, we'll reveal another U.S. penny, even rarer than the 1979 that experts believe could surpass the $1 million mark soon. So hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and if you've ever held on to a coin thinking this might be special, you were probably right. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in the palm of your hand. a simple penny. But what if I told you that this humble coin could unlock a fortune worth nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A 1980 no mint Mark Wheat penny, once overlooked by collectors and everyday Americans alike, is today commanding prices that could transform your life forever. But before you rush to your old jar of coins or dusty drawers, there's something you need to know. Because not every penny is a golden ticket. The secret lies in a tiny detail, almost invisible to the untrained eye. Wait, you're telling me this little guy could be worth more than my car? Well, that's one way to skip the car payments. Stick with me because in the next few minutes you'll discover how to identify this rare 1980 no mint Mark Wheat penny, why it's so valuable, and most importantly, how much it's worth right now on the market. If you've ever dreamt of turning your forgotten coins into a legacy of wealth, this video is your wake-up call. The 1980 penny is one of the last years the wheat penny design was used, a design that tells a story of American resilience and prosperity. But here's the catch. Most 1980 pennies have a mint mark indicating where they were made. The no mint mark variety? It's practically a ghost. Because mint marks can make or break a coin's value. The 1980 no mint mark penny is a rare misprint, a fluke that collectors crave. And in the rare coin market, rarity equals riches. Recent auctions have seen this penny fetch prices as high as $978,000. Nearly $1 million for a coin that once jingled in your great-grandparents' pocket. So, are you telling me I could be sitting on $1 million coin and didn't even know it? Guess it's time to check those couch cushions? Or maybe your kid's piggy bank. But the story gets even more fascinating. This penny's value didn't skyrocket overnight. It's the result of years of discovery, authentication, and fierce competition among collectors. And with the coin market becoming more unpredictable by the day, the window to cash in is closing fast. The resolution and call to action now. Here's where you come in. If you own any old pennies, especially from 1980, this is your moment. Don't let fear or uncertainty stop you. This tiny coin could be your key to the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed about. Financial freedom, security, and the power to write your own story. Think about it. What would an extra nearly $1 million do for you? Pay off debts? Travel the world? Leave a legacy for your family? Now, I'm not saying every penny you have will make you rich, but what if just one does? Are you willing to take that chance? Here's the urgency. The market is evolving, and buyers are getting savvier. This rare penny won't stay hidden for long, and the opportunity to sell at peak value might slip through your fingers if you hesitate. So, how do you make sure you don't miss out? How can you verify if your penny is the rare 1980 no mint Mark Wheat penny? And what's the best way to sell it for top dollar, without falling prey to scams or lowball offers? Stay tuned to the end of this video. I'm about to reveal the exact steps you need to take to protect your investment, get it authenticated by trusted experts, and connect with buyers willing to pay millions. Don't let your fortune slip away like so many others. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join thousands of Americans who are uncovering hidden treasures in their own homes every day. Your rare penny could be more than just change. It could be your life's greatest breakthrough.